So what is it then? Because I ain't never talked to these women crazy.
I believe that you are easily offended, honestly. And
So that is
I think you take the smallest things that's not even intended to be disrespect to be disrespectful.
okay. So a woman telling me or what isn't disrespectful.
No, I don't think so.
Y'all got it.
You
I
got
don't
it.
think so. Did he just did?
I was on YouTube scrolling when I ran across Anton Daniels Room 9 podcast. And on this podcast, it's mostly women. It's about 6 women and 2 men. And there was some disagreements. The type of disagreement it was like a Joe Budden podcast. You know when personalities just clash and it just don't work out all of a sudden because the head of the snake is simping out. And that's what you're seeing with Joe Budden. Joe Budden podcast was an excellent podcast with Melissa Ford and the other guys that nobody know their damn names. But it's an excellent podcast and everybody just play their part. And sometimes it just can fall apart.
Where is Melissa Ford and has she been fired? There has been an obvious absence of Melissa Ford on the Joe Budden podcast. And I'm just thinking, like, did she really get fired? I truly don't believe that she got fired.
So when you have these podcasts, eventually it's gonna fall apart because there's just too many personalities. There's too many personalities to contain. Somebody gonna get in their feelings. Somebody gonna feel like the head person of the show, which is Anton Daniels, is not doing his part. He's just simping for the women. He's throwing the men under the bus. And if you got a homeboy like that, you're gonna have to call him out eventually. You're just gonna be like, okay, bro, I let you make it the last couple of times. This time, I'm not letting you make it because you simping out. And nobody likes a simp. But check this out.
He the only one that chopped it up about the issues that we had because don't nobody else respect me.
Huh?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
You AD, come on, bro.
I'm asking what you're talking about.
Come on, bro.
Slimmy, you speak in Morse code. Like,
I'm not speaking in Morse code.
You got to be specific.
I'm saying it very, very plainly.
You have to be specific.
I'm saying it very plainly, and I already said it once. People was up here saying they weren't going to reach out and they weren't going to apologize for things that they said.
Now, what you witness in this conversation, Slimmy just fed up. He done had a couple of streams that Anton simping
Why do you
out.
think
Why
that
is
is?
that? Because of a disagreement? Because I ain't never said nothing personal about these women up here. So it has to be just simply because it's a disagreement of what my thoughts are compared to what their thoughts are.
I don't think that that's what it is.
So what is it then? Because I ain't never talked to these women crazy.
I believe that you are easily offended, honestly. And I think you take the smallest things that's not even intended to be disrespect to be disrespectful.
Okay, so a woman telling me or what isn't disrespectful?
No, I don't think so.
Y'all got it.
You got it.
I don't think so. Did he just dip?
So let me talk about what just happened just now. What happened was your homeboy is just simping out, and you tired of it. Every time we get around these females, you start dirty macking. You start just taking up for them. Then they can't do no wrong. You just ignoring them, throwing slick shots at me, and I supposed to just take it. I'm supposed to just take it and just go along with it, and then it builds up. After a while, certain stuff is gonna build up that you're gonna be like, you know what? I'm tired of it. Let's go at it. Let's do it. You know how that dude was, that actor was, Why Did I Get Married? When he was at the table and he was just fed up. Okay, let's do it. And he just started snapping on everybody. That's what it is. Nobody want that homeboy when you go out. Y'all at the club. Y'all talking to the ladies, about 5, 6 ladies around y'all. And and they fine. About 2 or 3 of them fat, because you know it got to be the fat ones with them. You know, they got to have that fat friend that's hating. But y'all just talking, your homeboy there, y'all vibing out, everybody smelling good, everybody looking good, and your homeboy just say, you know you got no job, right? You know he just got his car repossessed, and you looking at him like, bro, what you doing? What is you doing in front of the females? Why is you trying to embarrass me in front of the females? And then you just let it slide. You check them for it, but 2 weeks later, y'all out again, y'all at a bar, and you got a fine honey at the bar. And he come out of nowhere and say, your wife calling? You know, your wife just text me and asked where you was. And you like, bro, what is you doing, bro? Because now we about to catch the fade. Because now it's about to get physical. It was verbal, now it's about to get physical. Now you just player hated and dirty Mac, and you're gonna get tired of it. You're gonna get tired of it eventually. You just gonna first of all, you're gonna let it slide, you're gonna build up. You probably, as soon as you get off the stream, you probably gonna be like, man, you know what? Anton, man, he really punking out, man. I don't know what's up with him. He just caking for the women on there. He acting like I'm just a problem, like I'm tripping, like I'm making up this stuff in my head that these women is sneak dissing me, and it's gonna be hard to handle. It's gonna be hard to handle. You see it with the Breakfast Club. You see it with Joe Budden podcast. You even see it with Gil's Arenas. Eventually, it's somebody gonna have to lead the group. Damn it, Michael Jackson had to lead the group. Damn it, Bobby Brown had to lead the group. I mean, Omarion with B2K, Omarion, he had to leave the group. And you can go back in the day with the Temptations. With the Temptations, yeah, Otis was smelling herself. Otis was feeling herself. Eventually, yeah, it's somebody gonna have to leave. It's just too many personalities and especially with Anton Daniels podcast. I mean, you got 6 women. You got 6 emotional women. It's bound for one of them to get into it, and I mean, and not just a little get into it. I'm talking about their husband. I'm talking about their physical appearance. Cause you can't juggle that. And then you got a passive aggressive owner in Anton Daniels. It's just gonna fall apart. Cause the passive aggressiveness, say I'm just gonna let people rock out. I'm gonna do this. You saying that, but at the same time, you caking for these women. And let me tell one more story. I had a cousin, right? I mean, this dude had it all, man. The dude was dark skinned, man. He about 6'3", 6'4", built, chiseled, looked like DK Metcalf. Yeah, he looked like a wide receiver. He looked like DK Metcalf. Had the money, had the women. And my other cousin, he didn't have that. He was about 5'3", 5'4", 5'5", short, chubby, didn't have no money, was working at a warehouse, doing his best to clap cheeks in there, but he was failing. But he get around this guy, and this guy end up, the tall cousin, the 6'3", 6'4", he ended up getting married. And then they end up going out. They go to the strip club. So when the cousin that was like 6'3", 6'4", had all the money, he end up smashing a stripper. I said, yeah, he end up clapping those cheeks, yeah. Yeah, he end up clapping those cheeks. And once he dropped the small cousin off at home, the wife called him. And you know what he said? He said, was at the strip club, and your husband went to VIP and was clapping cheeks. So you never know. You never know where it's at. You never know where you got a player hater at, where it's a lot of hate in his heart. And that's what you see. What's gonna come? What you holding in is gonna come out. It gotta come out eventually. That energy has, so that's what you see with Slimmy. Slimmy was like, you know what, I'm fed up with it. You caking, you simping, you embarrassing me. Every show you ain't taking up for me. You supposed to be my homeboy, and you just out here, you just can't see nothing. You just got them goggles on. You can't see her sneak dissing me. But when I do it, you own me. You calling me sensitive. You calling me a little punk, basically. Now as a 43, 44-year-old man, you questioning my manhood. And when you question my manhood, you know what I'm gonna tell you, Anton Daniels? You need to get your act together, and you need to get it together quickly. This has been another episode of the Terrell Williams TV.